We took over a failing Amazon PPC account, and now they're doing $900K a month. It wasn't failing because the brand was bad. It was failing because nobody knew what the account was actually trying to accomplish. So we rebuilt the entire PPC strategy around decision-making, profitability, not just ACos. Here are the results. Why the account was failing quietly. One of the biggest misconceptions in Amazon PPC is bad accounts look bad. Usually, they don't. Most accounts are failing because they're too busy. This account had hundreds of active campaigns, constant bid changes, aggressive spend, and lots of reporting. But also, branded search terms were carrying most of the account efficiency, and expensive, short-tail, non-branded outdoor keywords like camping knife, hunting knife, and outdoor mortar tool competing for budget without clear ranking strategy. A clear red flag already. But when we mapped the ads account structure against the actual business product level goals, it became obvious that it had no defined goal. Brand traffic was mixed with non-branded. Growth campaigns were sharing budgets with profitability campaigns. Broad match, exact match, and product targeting campaigns were all cannibalizing each other. And because the brand sold products with completely different margin, structures, and objectives, the same ACOS logic was being applied to products that should have been treated completely different. The account wasn't failing because nobody was touching it. It was failing because everyone was touching it without a system. The first thing we looked at was not ACOS. One of the first things we noticed was that the entire account was being optimized around a flat ACOS target, which sounds reasonable until you actually look at the economics. Some products had high conversion margin, low return rates, and strong lifetime value. Other had heavy Amazon fees, thinner margins, and expensive CPC environments. Yet the same ACOS expectations were being forced across the entire catalog. So instead of asking, what's our ACOS, we started asking, what can this product actually afford? That completely changed the conversation. This client was selling knives for outdoor activities. Some exact targets ideally described knife and its function, but looked bad at 40% ACOS. In fact, they were actually helping the brand aggressively grow category position profitably while being constantly optimized to achieve this mystical, ideal 20% ACOS. Meanwhile, some campaigns sitting at 18-20% ACOS looked efficient on paper, but in reality, they were defending low volume branded traffic. No one was attacking consuming budget that could have been used to aggressively grow category position and higher opportunity non-branded terms, because pre-dashboard metrics don't automatically mean good business practices. The campaign structure was creating data chaos. Once we started tracing search terms and traffic flows, and the structural problems became impossible to ignore. For example, completely different keyword themes with different intent, search volume were being grouped into the same campaigns simply because the topics overlapped loosely. High volume acquisition searches like camping knife were sitting inside the same campaign structure as low volume, higher conversion searches closer to budget intent, cannibalizing all the campaign budget. This problem wasn't the overlap itself. With propagation and ad structure, the overlap is manageable. The real issue was the campaigns were completely different strategic purposes, sharing the same budgets, signals, and optimization logic. The account had duplicate keywords overlap, no clear brand isolation between existing brand demand and broader organization terms like camping knife, survival knife, or outdoor multi-tool. Other campaigns competing with manual campaigns due to lack of negations and smaller bits. Exact match campaigns receiving 0 impressions because the same exact targets with broad match had higher bids, and brand defense ASINs sitting in their same campaigns as the competitor ASIN targets. Attribution was noisy. The account could not clearly distinguish whether growth was coming from true category expansion or simply existing branded demand already looking for the products. Budget allocation was inconsistent, and most importantly, nobody could confidently explain why a campaign existed. That is usually the biggest sign an account has lost strategic direction, because every campaign should have a job to do: growth, defense, ranking, profit, discovery, competitor pressure, or something else. If a campaign exists without clear business purpose, it eventually becomes spend leakage. But cleaning up the structure was only half the battle. The bigger problem was that the account had no decision-making system. We built a decision system, not just new campaigns. This is where most PPC builds go wrong. People think fixing the account means launching new campaigns, changing bids, adding negatives, and restructuring naming conventions. That is not the hardest part. The hard part is building a system where every decision has context. So we built the account around profitability thresholds, product level contribution margin, ACOS targets, ranking priorities, inventory position, category competitiveness, keyword intent separation, and actual business objectives. Now, every campaign had a role. Defense branded campaigns protected high conversion traffic. Non-branded discovery and ranking campaigns focused on high volume outdoor search themes with different PPC environments and intent levels. Ranking campaigns were isolated separately, so aggressive pushes could be measured intentionally instead of hiding inside profitability campaigns. Every budget had a reason. Every bid change had a logic behind it. And instead of blindly automating everything, we use semi-automation to speed up decisions while still controlling strategy manually. Most agencies optimize PPC if they're trying to look busy. We optimize it because we're trying to understand the business. What changed after the rebuild? The goal was never lower ACos at all costs. The goal was make the account understandable and scalable. Within the next few months, wasted spend and on overlapping search terms dropped significantly. Campaign overlap between branded traffic and non-branded traffic was eliminated. Budget allocation became significantly cleaner. Scaling decisions became easier, reporting became understandable, and the team finally understood what was actually driving growth. And most importantly, the brand regained confidence in scaling. The results. Before the rebuild, results included approximately $900K a month in revenue and approximately 22% tacos. Inconsistent profitability, heavy campaign overlap, heavy correlation between seasonality and profitability, and weak visibility into incremental growth. After the rebuild, results included approximately $1.15 million per month in revenue, approximately 15% tacos. Stronger margin, clean structure, significantly better scaling visibility, and more stable category position on high volume outdoor search terms. But honestly, the biggest improvement wasn't even the metrics. It was the clarity. The brand finally understood what the account was trying to do. When you know what the reason behind every campaign existence is, you can finally make a decision whether you want to scale it or tone it down. By the way, if you want help figuring out if your account structure makes sense, I created the ultimate 2026 Amazon PPC guide that you can download in the link below in the description. But now let's get back to our case. Here's the reality. If your PPC account is messy, your reporting is unclear, and your agency just can't explain why changes are being made, you don't have a PPC strategy. You have activity, and activity is expensive on Amazon. If you want your PPC account to actually look like support growth, margin, long-term branded value, check the first link in the description and see how you can work with us directly. But even more importantly, you should now watch the video where I break down exact Amazon PPC strategy that generated $14 million in 3 months. I explain a few more core concepts that are key to scaling your business on Amazon. I'm sure you'll find it helpful. See you there.